the meet and greet with new Indians football head coach DeMario Jones. He comes to us from Tallahassee, Florida, at Godby High School. Dusty will be emceeing. Our athletic director, Dusty Phillips, will be emceeing the evening here in just a few minutes. I wanted to give everybody time to get logged on and check out the comments, and hopefully we're going to have a short interview at the end of the evening with Coach Jones. That's all coming up here in just a few moments. But if you have time, come on up, and we're in the cafeteria at Charlton County High School. Come on up here, and you can hear him in person. Coach DeMario Jones is going to speak in just a few moments to the folks here inside the cafeteria. Indian football faithful up here tonight. We'll be talking with Coach Jones here in just a little while. I want to give you a little bit of background on him from what the school posted when they announced his hiring. He was obviously the former head coach at Godby High School in Tallahassee, Florida, where he was rebuilding that program over there. He was also the defensive coordinator for our Region 2 rivals, the Turner County Titans. He was the D coordinator over there. So he's obviously familiar with the region and doom and the reputation that has. It comes along with that, so he knows there's going to be competition right out of the gate with the rest of the region. He was also instrumental in formation of the Feed the Cats program when he was a defensive line coach and director of football operations at Valdosta High School. He comes to us with his wife Terry and his daughter Taylor. And the official statement from Coach Jones during his announcement with Charlton County High School, he says, "I am honored and humbled by the opportunity to both lead and guide our Indian football program. We cannot wait to get to Folkestone and to meet with everyone who loves and supports Indians football. It's amazing at what can be accomplished when everyone comes together to attain a common goal. Well, let's go Indians." So he'll be speaking right now in just a few moments. Right now he's speaking with high school principal Danny McCoy. As people continue to file in here to the cafeteria. You still have time if you want to make it. Come on up. If you have any questions you would like for us to ask Coach Jones when he comes on the air with us, you can put them on our YouTube chat. Let's see, I'm trying to enable that right now so you folks at home can participate in the meet and greet tonight. Just checking to make sure everything's working properly on the chat real quick. Okay, it seems to be. So I can see it on my screen now here with the latest software update we have. So if you folks at home have any questions for the coach, you can submit them on our YouTube chat, and I'll see them as it happens. And we'll try to get those questions out to Coach Jones here at after he finishes speaking. And here's Principal Danny McCoy.
open hire. It was a real thing. We had people from probably 10 different states, right? And so we settled on what we felt like was the best guy for our situation, and if we had to do it again, I would say we do it. Now, I'm going to let Coach Phillips introduce Coach Jones. He knows a little bit more about it than I do. And I will say this, it was tough. It came down to two guys, and we feel like the whole top 9 we interviewed, Eddie Wilson would have been great. It came down to two guys that were tough choice, but it was tough in all the good ways. You know what I mean? It's almost like either one you cut. So anyway, Coach Phillips.
The thing we really began to learn through this process is that fit is incredibly important. We got a ton of great resumes, a lot of good paper. We basically see all the great things that these people have done, and then the question was fit. We asked ourselves, who's fit? Who's going to be the best fit for the young men of our community? Who's going to coach our guys with X's and O's? Who's going to grow them as men? Who's going to pour into them physically, emotionally, spiritually? And in that, there's one thing that kept coming up. And I tell you, I was joking with Coach Wally Ellis, and I knew beyond a shadow of doubt that you wanted this job. You didn't want a job, you wanted this job, because I couldn't get away from my phone, I couldn't get away from my email from people from around the state, state championship coaches, guys that are on Division I staffs all over the place, calling attorneys, calling me and saying, hey, listen, if you guys don't hire DeMario Jones, you're crazy. He is the next big thing in coaching, and we believe it. After sitting down with Coach and listening to his vision, Coach was an All-American defensive lineman at Dallas State University.
Twice, Coach.
He then served on the staff at Valdosta High, and Coach Alvin Rodemaker, who won the state championship with Coach at Valdosta High, was about
I have to change my number. Rodemaker called me every time. Him and Gillespie, those are two big name guys.
And those are two guys who may not be Hall of Fame coaches instead of Georgia when they retired. But they could not say enough positive things about Coach. When Coach was at Valdosta, he was actually his original task was to figure out how to get food for the coaches on Sunday afternoon when they were meeting. And it grew into I forgot, some of y'all probably heard of the Feed the Cash program that is feeding their entire team. Athletes, how many meals every day? Close to 140 guys every day providing supper for them every night of the week. Okay? So you do it above and beyond what was asked of him. And every person that we talked to in this process continually told us that is who he is. That's not an anomaly, that's who he is. Okay? A couple years ago, Coach was a defense coordinator in Turner County. It was 2 years that we took good numbers from Turner County. Right? Coach was defense coordinator on the staff. So we got to see right up front, right up close, in person, his work. Coach took on a huge challenge at Godby High School the past 2 years. Tallahassee Godby used to be a really good program. They have really hit a hard time with some bumps in the road. And Coach is really, one of the things that impressed us about Coach, when he started talking about the rebuild at Godby, he started talking about, Coach, the first thing I got to do is get kids to come to school. He said, we got to come to school now, and in the second year, our team GPS, because they come to school, is improving. Because you ain't seen it yet, but you fix to start seeing the wins. Hey, real life. What we like, what the community wants. We want to win football games, but we want to grow young men that are going to be people in society, fathers, husbands that we can be proud of, and they're going to be the next generation of leaders for us. Okay, so that's kind of the backstory on Coach. So let me introduce to you guys Coach DeMario Jones.
To write out something to say, but just about this moment, you can't tell me that anything is impossible. It's amazing what you can accomplish if everyone concerned in the situation can come together to reach an attainable goal. And obviously, our goal is twofold when we talk about the football program. There's the football side of things, but then there's the life side of things. I think you'll grow to know about me. I care about young people. I care about not just the 4 years that I'll have with them, but the next 50 to 60 years of their life. what are we doing, what are we saying, how are we preparing them for the rest of their life? And that's where I come at things from when I was an assistant coach to now being a head coach. I will tell you there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that maybe in this profession, maybe for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, but I know why I'm in it. I'm in it to see not just young men, but young ladies who are involved in our program, or that I come in contact with during the school day, be successful. I know that I've been out of high school almost 20 years now, and there's still life lessons that I remember coaches and teachers that now that I'm a father, still hold the truth to. So there's a life piece about our football program. We're going to do some character education. We're going to do some things out in the community because the program belongs to the community. When it comes to the football piece of things, I am a fierce competitor. Anybody that knows me knows that I hate to lose. I love to win. I love to train and be that way. And it's been like that my whole career. They told you some of their accomplishments, but when I walked into Valdosta State, I was number 6 on the depth chart. 6. I had to work my way from being number 6 to where I ended my career. And I'll tell you, I take that lesson of hard work, grit, never quit, put your nose down and go to work each and every day, and my approach to dealing with young people, and my approach to dealing with how we build our football program. Our football program will be built on family. Obviously, I recognize my entire family, but the ladies who run my life are here with us today. My wife, Terry, and then my daughter, Taylor, that are sitting back there, and then my dad is here also with us. My mom will be here with us, but she had eye surgery Monday, and I told my mom in my 35 years of living, I could hold up both hands and drop all fingers, and every time she did something, so I think she'd be all right tonight. But she will be here eventually for everyone to be able to meet. My extended family will be here to help support what we were trying to do. I know everybody wants to talk about what are we going to do with football. I will say the thing that I've said at my last stop, at my previous stop, at the stop before then, we were fortunate to win a state championship. We will get to that goal as quick as everybody can pull together and go forward. That's the recipe. Wait to the end of the year of football season, or basketball season, or baseball season, as we've enjoyed here at Charlton with the baseball team, and look at the teams who are in the final. Look at the teams who are the last 2 standing. All of them always have something in common. Their communities, their schools, their players. They own the brand that they have. And that's where we have to get to. It's going to take literally every single finger, every single toe, every single attitude, every single thing that comes out of somebody's mouth, all going in the same direction, because the goal for me, the goal for the leader of our football program is to end at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's happened here. It's happened here multiple times before. It can happen again, but I will tell you, you have to be careful, very, very careful, because I work at a place where tradition has ruled the lives of the kids who are still playing. When there's been so much time that's passed in between how far it's been since you won one to the current, those kids don't always know and don't always appreciate the pictures that they may walk through and see each and every day. So you got to remind them. Everything that you say and everything that you do and the way you train has got to be championship caliber. So from day one of me stepping foot here, our kids and anybody else who comes to watch us practice or who sees our kids out in the community, you'll know. I don't know where this team's headed. I don't know where this program's headed, but it's headed towards the top. And so I will tell you, our staff and our kids work extremely hard each and every year to be in the conversation. But it is an honor to be able to be one of the 2 at the end of the year who has a chance to be number 1. And we're going to work towards that each and every year. Okay? So I will tell you, it is extremely humbling and an honor. This is truly, if you go to church and sit in church, this is truly a time and moment in history for me and my family that has been ordained long before this moment. When my wife and I were living in Fitzgerald, Georgia, and I was commute each and every day to Ashland, to Turner County, anytime that we came home, we always passed through folks. And I would not lie to you, sit up here and tell you this story if it wasn't absolutely true. My wife would tell you each and every time that we passed through folks, we would stop and pray. I had to ask Coach Juggler, is this gas station at the corner brand new? Because it's not the one that we used to stop at. But we would stop and pray at the gas station every time we come through here. We don't know what it is about folks in Georgia. We don't know what it is about Charlton County. But the Lord's leading us here some kind of way. And it eventually turned into, we prayed out in this parking lot, we prayed at the board office, we prayed right there at the stadium. We didn't know what it was about this time. And at the time I was working at Turner County, we were happy, didn't know that this moment would come. But it's here. And it can be nobody but God. So we're extremely happy to be here. You'll have someone leading the program, leading your young men who is concerned about them as a person. You can't have a good football team if you don't have young people that are well centered in the classroom and in the community. We want guys out on Friday night who have good grades in the classroom or who are doing the best thing that they can possibly do. I will tell you that is so very important. I love waiting to the end of the year when you'll see the messages on social media with coaches, especially that are in the state championship game, talking about how high the team GPA is, how many kids are able to be college or career ready when they graduate. That's going to be something that we're going to aim to have every single year. I will tell you one of the things I'm most proudest about, and it was very difficult for me to tell the young men that I had poured into the last couple of years that I wasn't going to be their coach anymore. But one of the things I can leave there with my head held high is that our team GPA, when I first came in, 80% of our team was failing 3 or more classes. It's a very bad situation. And you know what? To those kids' credit, not in credit to Coach Jones, my message stayed consistent about where football would be in your life if it was number one over the classroom. Walking out of the door, our team GPA last 9 weeks was almost 3.0. So I will tell you, I'm extremely excited about the direction that we were headed in, and it was bittersweet because I knew, because of my faith in God, not because of anybody that sits behind a computer screen and analyzes the situation and gives you their opinion, but because of where I knew where kids were headed. Guys were coming to school, guys were working their tail off in the weight room, and it was going to eventually come through. My skin's thick, I can take it, but I'll tell you, when young men come and they work the hardest that they can work, and they bleed, sweat, and just give their whole life, give their whole heart to what they're doing, it's extremely gratifying when you see that young man accomplish something that they otherwise didn't know that they could do. That's the moment that I'm searching for. And I know for a lot of our young men, that moment will be at the end of the season when there's nobody left to do. So my only thing to the community is let's get to work. It's going to take a community effort. I'm not going to lie and say that it's going to take good players, good coaching. It's going to take everybody. That is the common thing. If you don't think I'm telling you the truth, look around the state of Georgia, look around the state of Florida, look around in Alabama, all over the country. Anybody that's winning, they're winning because there's a group community effort. So we're excited to be here. We're going to be here, and let's get to work. So thank y'all.
All right, guys, so we've got coaches going to hang out, shake everybody's hand. We'll try to shake everybody's hand and do his best to get introduced to everybody and try to start remembering some names. We've got light refreshments, cookies, and water. Please help yourself, and thank you all for being here tonight.
All right, y'all just heard head coach DeMario Jones speak to mostly quarterback club members, several fans in here as well, a lot of Indian players. He'll be over here shortly. He's going to do some meet and greet, kind of mingle with everybody for a little bit, and then he'll be over here joining us for an interview session. We'll be sticking around for that. Right now, I want to thank some sponsors to help us bring you this stuff. So we're going to thank those folks, and we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the meet and greet head coach DeMario Jones on CSN. We'll be back in just a moment.
Charlton County Maiden Softball will be hosting the first annual Bingo Night, February 10th at Bethune Middle School. Admission is $25. That includes 10 bingo cards and 3 raffle tickets. VIP tables also available. Get your tickets now to reserve your spot. This will be a sellout event you will not want to miss. For more information, contact Coach Kemp or the Diamond Club members. Thank you to Mr. Adam Bell with Charlton Sportsnet for the continued support of all of our youth. Charlton County.
At Walker Jones, new 2024 Chevy trucks are arriving daily, and the 23s must go. Like this beautiful iridescent white pearl tri-coat Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country. Price to move. And Walker Jones is the home of the lifetime warranty at no extra cost to you. Chevy, find new roads. Walker Jones Chevrolet, Memorial Drive in Waycross, and online at WalkerJonesChevy.com.
Get the best deal from Walker Jones.
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
Welcome back. Right now, Coach Jones, you can see over there in the corner, he's talking with the Charlton County Herald, and he's going to, looks like he's meeting and greeting some players and parents and fans. Y'all come on up at halftime if you want to meet the new head coach. He'll be here, I'm assuming, for at least the next 30, 45 minutes, I would believe. Come on up here and introduce yourself. Proud tradition here at the Swamp with Indians football at Champ Bailey Field, and I think he's going to be a good fit. He said it, you heard him in his comments. You guys know I'm deaf, so I was trying to pick and choose his comments. And I heard him say it takes everybody. So it's going to take all of us to get Indians football back to where everybody likes it to be. So we need the support. You need to join the quarterback club, have your input into how things run with Indian football. You can join the quarterback club, get with Brian Hewling, State Farm Insurance there on downtown Folkestone, and he'll hook you up, get you into the quarterback club, and help support the tribe as we try to bring this thing back to where everybody in Charlton wants it to be. There's pictures on the wall. He alluded to those pictures on the wall during his pre-meet and greet speech, and a lot of proud tradition up there on that wall. And I was thinking while I was looking at that wall, we need a baseball wall in here. We could probably do team pictures for what, four teams, right? 4 baseball teams. Put them across the top over there. A lot of proud stuff. All right, Joey, I'll get that question to him as soon as he comes over here. Joey wants to know what kind of offense and defense he likes. Now, I'm assuming with Coach Jones, most of his resume, at least what was posted on the Charlton High School Athletics page, was defensive oriented. So I'm interested to know as well what is as far as who's he going to bring in. Is he going to keep the same coordinators? Is he going to bring in new coordinators? How all that's going to work. So I don't know how much he'll tell us tonight, but we're certainly going to ask him and find out if we're bringing in new OCs and DCs, or what are we doing? Or what are we doing there with that? What's his plans for the future? A lot of activity in here right now. I see a bunch of players gathered around. Coach Jones over there talking to the Carlisles right now. You see Brian Gilly, president of the quarterback club. That's who you get with when you want to join. Get with him or obviously any quarterback club member. But Brian heads that up. So we're going to take one more quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the meet and greet with the Indians' new football head coach, DeMario Jones. We'll be back right after this. Property services. Everything you see here, plus eviction cleanouts. Call Bo Williams at 904-583-4572.
It's hot outside, so come cool down at the Chill Zone. Pick from among our many delicious flavors. We specialize in snow cones, but we have such a wide variety of items on our menu, you can satisfy just about any craving at the Chill Zone. The Chill Zone is mobile, so wherever you may find yourself with the need to keep your cool, just look for that bright yellow Chill Zone mobile and come cool down at the Chill Zone.
UFP Folkestone, the #1 site-built construction plant in Georgia, is now hiring for multiple departments. We've been around since 2016, and we're located in, you guessed it, Folkestone, Georgia. Around here, we're more than just co-workers. We're like family, and we're part of an international family of companies with a long history of promoting from within. So if you like to work hard and get rewarded for it, this is the place for you. Check out our openings at ufpi.com/careers.
In your time of need, give Rob Robertson a call at 912-496-7388. Shepherd Robertson Funeral Home says, "Go Indians."
All right, everybody, welcome back to Charlton County High School. I'm Adam Bell for Charlton Sportsnet. We got Charlton Indians Athletic Director Dusty Phillips joining us live right now. I think it's the first time we've ever interviewed you.
This is the first time.
Right.
This is the first time you finally got me on here.
Well, it's good to have you, man. Good to have you. Listen, if you don't mind, Coach, talk about the process. I know it was a huge process. A ton of applications came through. Talk about the process of hiring Coach Jones.
We had 68 total applications, which for a school our size is an amazing number. And that just shows that what we've got is a really coveted job. We've got a place that people around the state still believe can be a winner. And we believe that as well too. You know, I did not have to sell this job to very many people. When we started interviewing, we took 68, we lowered it down to, got it narrowed down to 9 or 10 folks. Went through, did our due diligence on those guys, and sat down and talked with them. And it really became obvious through the process that because we had so many good applicants that the thing we were looking for was fit. The biggest thing was going to be fit. We narrowed it down to 9 or 10 great coaches, and we knew that fit was going to be the biggest deal. And so that's where we really felt that that Coach Jones really stood out, was how his vision fit our community and what we need.
I know he's a coach that's obviously not unaccustomed with Region 2. The rivalries in Region 2 and all that. Did that play a part in bringing him in here to Charlton? Having that familiarity with Clinch, Irwin, those kind of things?
Absolutely. You know, I've seen his work firsthand. Back in 2020 and 2021, he was the defensive coordinator at Turner County when Turner County was as good as they've ever been. In 2020, they beat us handily, beat us big time. And in 21, they did beat us as well. So having seen his work firsthand, I knew from the X's and O's standpoint and from how hard his players played, what coach was going to bring on the field. And from that point on, it was just trying to figure out, like I said, is he a fit? What is his vision? What is his ability to unite a community? All those things. And it was every day, every single day, my phone would ring or I'd get an email, a letter of reference from state championship coaches all over the state of Georgia, from attorneys, from Division I football coaches, not sending a blanket letter, but specifically talking about what DeMario Jones brings to the table. And so we really feel like we've got a great commodity in Coach Jones that is going to be a phenomenal fit in our community and really help us get back to what this community wants, and that's a winning football program.
Obviously a defensive-minded coach. I mean, I read the resume that you guys posted on the high school athletic page. Right. Defensive coordinator over at Turner County for many years. Went to Valdosta High School. He was a defensive line coach there. Mm-hmm. And then Tallahassee, a storied program down there in Tallahassee at Godby High School. So quite a resume coming in here to Charlton County.
Right, and the Godby program had fallen on hard times. Like a lot of folks don't realize that the Godby program that had previously won the state championships, they were, I think when Coach got there, they were maybe 0-10 or 1-9. And so Coach is really working to get that program back on track. And I think if you really pay attention, if you keep a side note, pay attention to Godby program over the next couple of years, I think you're going to see the fruits of his labor. But, yeah, Coach is All-American at Valdosta State. And by some of the ways he talks about defensive football, it really talks about the way he talks about football, describes defense, describes what a Charlton County defense has historically been. So we're excited. We're fired up.
What did obviously going outside? I mean, in the years past, we've obviously kind of come through the ranks here at Charlton House School. But this time around, he went kind of outside, like way back in, I guess, the 90s when we brought Coach Mack in. That was from outside.
Right.
Kind of following those footsteps a little bit.
Well, we wanted to find the best possible candidate, and that did not exclude anybody on staff, but we wanted to make sure that at the end of the day, we found the person who we felt best about taking this program into the future. And like I said, 68 applicants from all across America, and Coach Jones, he stood out. He stood out amongst all of them.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you can speak. I know it's early in the process, him just coming on. I heard you mention something about the staff just now. Are we retaining the staff? Is he bringing in his own guys? Do you know how that process, or can we speak on that yet?
Well,
I want the scoop, Coach.
Yeah,
I don't need to put you on the spot.
Obviously, we're a small school system that doesn't have a ton of teaching jobs. And so Coach is going to get to work. He's going to get here in January. As a matter of fact, he's going to be here later on this week for a couple of days. He's going to sit down with the guys we have now. He's going to find out their intentions. He's going to find out where they fit with us. And hopefully what we're looking to do is get some great leadership with a lot of the guys we have. And if anybody feels like a change is necessary, then a change will be made. There'll be a couple spots, a couple teaching jobs that he will be able to if he has anyone. But like I said, and that was the thing that impressed us with Coach in the first place. It wasn't, I've got this guy. It was, everything was about evaluation. Evaluate who we have. Evaluate, can they be productive for us? Evaluate, everything was about evaluating and having a good, well-thought, laid-out plan before he went making changes.
Can I ask you something region-wise, if you don't mind? I've heard, how rumors are rampant nowadays in Charlton, and not in Charlton County, but in Georgia high school in general.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Is Atkinson County playing a non-region schedule in football?
They are. So we're going to have to find one more. We're going to have to find one more home game this year because we had our schedule set. Then Atkinson decided to play non-region, and obviously they do that in hopes of lining up the worst possible schedule they can. So that they can get some wins, and rightfully so. They're struggling, and Coach Jones, God, I love Coach Jones, man. He's doing a great, he's fighting his tail off over there, and Coach Jones is going to do good. Coach Bobby Jones is going to do some good things for those guys over there. He's trying to garner some wins to get the enthusiasm rolling. Atkinson County is traditionally not been a great job, but like I said, Coach Bobby Jones is going to do a great job over there. And so when they dropped off to that non-region schedule, unfortunately, Irwin, Clinch, Charlton, we didn't get an invite to be on that. So that was not a good situation. We got to find another. Game. But we're handling it though.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good. I'm done.
So that'll put us back to a 5-game region schedule for football.
Yes.
Yes.
5.
So
Correct.
5 non-region games. Now, I also understand while I got you that the power rankings come back into play next year. But the GHSA will not be counting Florida schools. Does that mean we're going to be scheduling more Georgia?
So power rankings came in, but then they went back out.
Okay.
So single A Division II, there are no privates. There are no private schools in single A Division II. So therefore, the committee decided, the reclassification committee at GHSA decided that it was unnecessary to have power rankings. We would just do the traditional format of top 4 make it.
I got you. So we can still schedule
absolutely.
Across the board. It won't affect us too much for that.
And the Nassau County teams, I mean, a couple of those guys, those are big money games for us. We make a lot of money. I don't know if a lot of our listeners are familiar, but everything we've made at the gate, every single dollar that goes into the gate at a Charlton County athletic event goes directly back to the program. So, when we're scheduling some of these games, we're putting West Nassau on the schedule, we're putting Yulee on the schedule. Those are fan bases that travel exceptionally well. It's natural rivalries because it's natural borders. You know, half of our county borders Florida. So,
Right.
you know, we don't have the same luxuries as a lot of other counties in Georgia have. But those are games. We got Brantley County back on the schedule this year. That's a great money game. Finally got Coach Cannon. Coach Cannon does a great job in Brantley County. He's a really good dude. So, you know, we got some natural rivalries, some regional rivalries, some things that are really, really good. It's going to be an exciting year for Charlton County football.
I got you. Well, listen, I appreciate you joining. It's not often I get the athletic director. And
Yes, sir.
You know, Jesse used to join us all the time, but he was a regular. You know, he was like J-Rock Productions.
I don't have my own
But it's
brand.
good to have you, Dusty. I appreciate it. How's things looking for you as far as you and the athletic director and everything going on here? Everything good?
Yes, sir. Going very well. You know, our community is phenomenal in showing up. Like I talked about, you know, every dollar that's spent at the gate goes back to our teams, and we've been able to provide our teams with a lot of good things, a lot of good products, uniforms, everything that they need because our community shows up so well. And if our community will continue to show up and support, then we'll continue to work every day to put the best product we can out there because we know what athletics means to this little town. You know, I was fortunate to grow up here, and I'm raising my kids here, and we want to make sure that everything that we're giving this town is exactly what they deserve.
I know you've got to be very proud of your tenure here as athletic director. I mean, the trophy case exploded last year. I think even the archery team had a trophy in there, man. Everybody was getting trophies.
Great, and it all goes back to our student athletes. It goes back to our kids and their parents sharing them with us. You know, there's a lot of times we have such great kids in this community.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked there's people who have never taught outside of this community, outside of this school system. I tell them all the time, look, we've got great kids. We've got phenomenal kids.
If you ever need a resume, you just shoot a screenshot of that trophy case, and there you go, right?
Yeah. You know, and again, it's a testament to our kids and our community and the parents.
That's awesome.
And so we're very blessed, very fortunate to be where we are. And I was telling somebody was asking me, and I said, look, as long as mamas are having babies, boys in Charlton County, we're going to play football and we're going to be good at it. So we're excited. We're excited for our whole athletic department. I know we're talking about Coach Jones right now, but we're excited for what we have as a coach talked about product a little bit, our brand. And our brand at Charlton County is a really good brand. And it's something that we can really be proud of. And so I just hope that we can continue. I don't hope. I know we will. We'll continue to give this everything that we've got and leave no stone unturned when it comes to doing the best we can for our kids and our community.
I know basketball last year had a huge season, just ridiculous, all the way to Macon. Is the GHSA allowing the NIL thing to come into play? Is that affecting Class A yet?
Not yet, you know, and it's not. It's not going to be the way the GHSA did it. Is like the GHSA does so many things, make it clear as mud, try to surround you and escaping the confusion. But it's you know you can make money off of your name, image, and likeness, but you can't use the school name or the school logo or the school uniform. So it's really, you know, they convoluted it enough that I don't know that it's ever really going to hurt us that bad. And you know, the best thing we can do is continue to have a wonderful product.
Let's keep doing what we do.
You know, being the biggest selling point for Charlton County for the longest time was being Charlton County.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to do that and continue to have our swagger and continue to be who we are. And that's going to be a selling point in and of itself.
All right. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, Dusty. And
Thanks
I appreciate you guys letting CSM be a part of all this all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love doing it.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate what you do for our community, and we appreciate everything that you cover for us. It's great coverage for our kids.
Hopefully I draw the state baseball championships again, and the Indians just happen to be there again.
That's right.
That'll be pretty awesome.
That's what we're looking for.
That was so cool how that worked out last year. They had actually hired us to do those state championships before the playoffs, so I didn't know the Indians were going to be in it.
Wow.
I was hopeful, obviously.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was already under contract, and then when the Indians got there, I had to be neutral. That was about to drive me crazy.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Can you imagine me for 3 nights being neutral, and I've got my Indians down there on the field in the state championship?
That's right. After that last out, though, you could go crazy. I guarantee it.
I did the best I could. I appreciate your time,
Yes,
buddy.
sir. Thank you,
I'm
Adam.
going to go on a commercial break real quick and thank our sponsors to make all this possible, and then I'm going to see if I can track down Coach Jones.
Yes, sir. We'll see if we can't wrangle him up.
All right. Y'all, we'll be right back after this break with Coach DeMario Jones coming up next.
ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Charlton Electric, serving Charlton and surrounding counties with over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services. Our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades for mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixtures, and much more. Call us today for an estimate, 912-496-4528. West Folkestone Auto Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. For all of your auto and big truck needs, go by and see Sammy and his staff today. They have everything from lawnmower blades to parts for big rigs and heavy equipment. CarQuest Folkestone Auto Supply is located at 4439 2nd Street in Folkestone, Georgia. For all of your parts and accessories, it's CarQuest Folkestone. Go Indians!
For nearly 20 years, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives have made Friday night football electrifying. As the official energy provider of the GHSA, Georgia's EMCs are proud to support high school athletics in the communities we serve, standing behind every hike, every completed pass, and every team celebration. Because we know that today's high school athletes are tomorrow's local leaders. Georgia's EMCs.
Allen Aldridge Insurance, located in Kingsland, Georgia, is proud to serve the communities of Charlton and Camden counties, offering life, home, car, and business insurance. See Andy Gowan today for your insurance needs. Phone 912-729-7600 for more information. Protecting you is what we do. Gowan Aldridge Insurance is a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network. All right, welcome back, y'all. Coach Jones is still, he's over there, he's still meeting and greeting, but he pointed at me. He's working his way to this direction. So if you folks at home will just sit tight for just a little bit longer, we should be having Coach Jones over here in just a few moments. Y'all send in those questions, and we'll try to get them out to Coach Jones here in just a moment. I have people texting me now, sending me questions. So that's I'm going to take. You can hear some dead air for just a minute while I read these things, real quick. Kind of get my act together on that. I appreciate that, Rocky. Keep it coming, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find out about that myself as we do this thing here. So nothing like live. Let's see. Sammy's sending some stuff here. Sammy's playing hooky again tonight, y'all, but he's participating through the phone. So let's see here. Okay, Sammy, I got it, man. I appreciate that, Sammy. And Coach Jones will be over here in just a moment. So a little bit of breaking news tonight. Echo's not going to participate in region football coming up this year. That's interesting. That's going to give us 5 region games and then 5 non-region games to fill that schedule. And let's see here. Rocky is telling me that he thought he heard that Brantley, West Nassau, and Yulee are on the schedule. I'll try to get that verified with as we move through this evening to get a schedule published. I know Clinch has already published their schedule. Brooks County has. That's how I got the initial word that ATCO wasn't participating. I was looking at the schedule for Brooks. They didn't have ATCO on it. I was like, what in the world's going on? So I started investigating that and found out that ATCO's going to play a non-region football schedule this coming season. So that's interesting. talked to Attorney Brooks a few moments ago. You see him there about the center of the screen back there with Mr. McCoy. He's 2-0 versus the GHSA. I was joking with him about that a few moments ago. He represented, obviously, the Indians in baseball a few years ago with the lawsuit versus the GHSA, and then he represented Cook County this year for football and had their wins reinstated. So that's interesting. We were cutting up about that a little bit. I see Coach Jones. He's talking with the some of the Indian football players and Glover brothers over there. So let's take one more break while we wait on Coach Jones. We'll be right back in just a moment. I'll go over there and speak with him to see, try to get a handle on how much longer we're going to be here in just a moment. We'll be right back. You're watching the Meet the Coach Jones show that's coming up here in just a moment. Seasons Floral, located at 4415 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, has all of your floral needs covered, from Valentine's to birthdays and weddings to life celebrations, proms, special occasions, or just to say you love that someone special. We deliver as well. Call 912-496-7043 and we'll assist you with any floral need at Four Seasons Floral.
And then along came Walker Jones.
At Walker Jones, new 2024 Chevy trucks are arriving daily, and the 23s must go, like this beautiful.
Hey, welcome back. I have a surprise guest. I pulled him over here. He's reluctantly came over. Dr. Tilley, Superintendent of Schools of Charlton County. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Adam.
I appreciate you joining us. I know I wanted to get you over here because I've been excited about the improvements and everything you guys are doing over there at Bethune Middle School. Can you talk about that?
Sure. We've right now we're building football field, softball field, baseball field, and some dressing facilities and concession stand, press box for the athletic fields. That's something that years ago, I remember when I worked at Bethune, I would pull up there and look at all that green grass that Charles Keene kept mowed so pretty, and I thought it'd be a great place for some athletic facilities.
It was just a natural fit over there for a new sports complex, wasn't it?
It is, and you know we've got great facilities at the high school, and but we put a lot of wear and tear on them because our middle school kids have to come and practice on those fields and play on those fields, and so. When we saw that there was an opportunity through some, federal funds and things that freed up a few dollars. So those facilities over there, Dr. Tilley, they'll be actual game day facilities, not just practice facilities? Because I judged them from that press box and all, I figured it was. Yes, sir. They're game facilities for all three, for football, baseball, and softball. So I'll take a little bit of load off of Champ Bailey Field, too, then, having the games and all over there. Yeah, for sure. I'm excited about that. Just and we'll even have some outdoor batting cages, so that we're not putting so many kids through the hitting facility as well over here. So there'll be some outdoor cages covered, but they'll be under roof, but they'll be open air. So we'll have some outdoor batting cages, dressing facility, and so now I have another venue I have to get to. You will have another venue, but I'm excited, and it gives the middle school kids something that belongs to them. And again, it lets us preserve. In the course of trying to plan to build, we were able to see a lot of facilities throughout Middle and South Georgia, and we've got some amazing athletic facilities. I know you see going and broadcasting games. I mean, we've really got some nice stuff. I'm excited about being over there. Sammy texted me. He said, Walls. we do these open air facilities over here at the Maidens and Indians baseball fields, and he texted me and said, Walls, Adam. Yes, sir. But I do appreciate it. We've got Coach Jones going to join us now. The man of the hour. And I'll turn it over. But I appreciate your time. Yes, sir. And, anytime. Everything's going great. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Tilley. That's Dr. Tilley, Superintendent of Charlton County High Schools, or Charlton County School System.
Whole system, yeah. So now we have a football head coach, Indians football head coach. Can you hear me okay over there, Coach?
Perfect.
All right. DeMario Jones comes to us from Tallahassee, but at one point you were over at Turner County, and we got a little bit of rivalry going on.
That's right, yeah.
And so, what, if you don't mind, Coach, what years were you there over at Turner County?
I was at Turner County 20 and 21. 2020 and 2021.
20 through 21?
Mm-hmm. So 2 seasons.
Oh,
the
okay.
2020 season, 2021 season.
All right, so you know about all Region 2. What are your thoughts on the Region 2, the Region of Doom coming back together next year? We've been in sport for a couple of years with this D1, D2 thing, but they've reclassified everything. Now we've got Irwin and Brooks coming back into the mix.
Yeah, so, I probably have a little bit of unique perspective having coached at Valdosta in the, largest classification in the state of Georgia at the point. And so this is as good as football as you're going to see in the state of Georgia, irregardless of classification. Just surrounded with a bunch of communities who love their football programs, who are going to show up and support their football programs. So, we're excited, but it definitely, there are no off weeks in region play. You got to be ready to play every week. But it's what I told our kids in our first meeting last week. We are going to prepare and train for success and let the chips fall where they may.
I know you've got quite a resume. Obviously, defensive coordinator over at Turner County, defensive line coach, correct, at Valdosta High School. That's no small task over there at Valdosta. And then you took over the program at Godby, which is a very traditional football-oriented school down in Tallahassee, Florida. So quite a resume coming over here to Charlton County.
Yes, sir. One of the things about, my coaching career is it's advanced at each place that we've gone. And I will, truly say my life changed forever when I married my wife, Terry.
Yeah.
And then, we were married all of, 6 months, and then we found out we were having a daughter. And so in between that time of being at Turner and then transitioning to Godby, going to Godby was just, we were on assignment from God. I stand by that. I wasn't looking to go necessarily be the head coach at Godby. Coaching circle's big, and people call and let you know about jobs. And so me and my wife prayed about it, and, we ended up in Tallahassee. And we're very proud of the relationships that we've built and the kids that we were able to help serve while we were there. Obviously a very bittersweet moment for me and for our family, leaving. But, this opportunity to be here at Charlton County and be closer to home, it was one that we, didn't want to pass up on.
I wanted to ask you some questions. My partner, Sammy Hendricks, he's not here tonight. He's at a Christmas party with his wife, but he's always watching on the side. We're going to get him in trouble at his Christmas party with his wife. He sent us some questions, if you don't mind. I'll bounce them off of you. He says he wants to know, Coach, obviously your resume is kind of on the defensive side of the ball. As far as play calling, will you be calling offense and defense? What's your staff going to look like?
Yeah, so.
Or do you know yet? We're pretty early.
Yeah, we're super early. We're still, almost a week into, being named the head coach. Obviously, I think with any good staff, when a head coach is able to, manage the program, make sure all the little small nuances of the program are operating effectively, I think a program runs a little bit smoother. Being a head coach is so much more about worrying about all the little things than it is play calling. But look, when it comes to offense and defense, I know that's what everybody always is concerned about. It's still South Georgia. You better be able to run the football.
Yeah.
You better be able to tackle the football. As far as defense is concerned, defenses will be predicated based on our personnel. Obviously, if we want it to be a 4-down front, we better have 4 good D linemen and better have at least 3 to 4 kids who can alternate and back them up.
Right.
So, in that regard, we could be even, we could be odd. It's just going to depend on our personnel and just fit for the kids. I know that's such a coaching cliche, but you better be doing something that your kids can, 1, do, and then 2, retain. And so, offensively, we're going to figure out a way to be able to run the football and be able to throw it. We've got some kids that I saw running around, the last couple of days that I've been able to see them and be over here that can run. And all of them tell you they can catch. But it's playing true to the South Georgia roots. You look at Coffee County wins the state championship. They were able to throw the football, but, gosh, they could run it. You know, you look at all the teams in the South who are able to win it, the formula is being able to run the football. And so being able to do that with some of the bigger body kids that we have, you know, just being able to, you know, market what I think is going to be a Charlton County staple. Gosh, it always seems like Charlton County has a running back or has multiple running backs. I remember when I was at Turner, Jalen Lilly, good gracious, he kept me up. And he actually went out hurt, I believe, both of the years that we played. But just a tremendous athlete. And so I'm excited, you know, to be able to work with all of our guys. But as far as what we'll run, you know, we'll just say that we don't want to give anybody in the region an opportunity to prepare for us too early.
Hey, Coach, obviously I guess you've already been able to look at the huddle and check out our returning players to some extent. Obviously, what are your thoughts on our guys returning, coming back for next year?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of talent and potential there, especially, you know, on the offensive and defensive lines. One of the biggest things that I'm going to be concerned with is personnel, is making sure that, hey, this is single-A football. You watch the single-A state championship with Manchester and Boughton, all the good football players are playing both sides of the ball.
Right.
And you better be able to do that in single A. And so there's some folks doing that in double A. There's some folks in 7A. If a kid can play, he's playing both sides of the ball. So the first thing that we're going to do is to sit down, put every kid's name on the board from 12th grade down to 6th grade. And that's probably new.
All the way through Bethune.
I want to know in the middle school who's my quarterback, who's my running back, who's my linebacker, who's my left tackle, who's my right tackle. I want to know that because it helps year to year in developing. If a kid's played left tackle, left guard, nose tackle, 3 technique, you know, rush in, irregardless of the position, if I know that kid has played that and he's been in our scheme, by the time he's a sophomore, he's more than likely probably ready to play.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Coach, also he asked, Sam, he asked, for the first season coming in, we got to, when Coach Murray was here, we put him on the spot. What do we expect out of, record-wise, possibly out of your first year here at Charlton County High School?
That's going to be determined by God and the young men that come and play. I'll tell you, coaches, being a coach is so much more than what the everyday fan probably realizes it is. And so, you know, when you sit and say, hey, we're going to be successful here, we're going to be successful there, one of the biggest things that I know that you better do is you better prepare and train your kids long before the moment comes. And so I'd love to sit and say, hey, we're going to be able to do this. I don't have that crystal ball, because if I did, I'd be a millionaire. I would have started a Fortune 500 company, and we'd be well on our way to, you know, retirement in this early age of mine. But what I am more so excited about is when you train in such a way that you prepare for success, then that knowing that you're going to go out there and win, it falls on the kid. The kid's out there playing not to lose, but that kid knows I prepared to be successful in this moment long before the moment's ever come.
I got
and
you.
So as much as, you know, the everyday fan sitting back, boy, the coach says we're going to win 10 games this year. If our kids prepare and train in such a way that they're not going to get beat, then chances are when we go out on Friday night, you're going to see a football team that's not willing to lose. And so I'm excited about that aspect of it, that getting in the weight room and out on the field and training our kids and finding out how much grit and toughness, because we know it's South Georgia, we know it's Charlton. Our kids are, they're no strangers to hard work. It's just going to be a little different approach to attitude of how we get to a point. But I'm excited because each and every Friday nights, the community comes out and supports. You do your thing with the Charlton Sports Network, and you know, we're always going to have a great working relationship. I love the fact that these young men are going to have an experience that at no other point in their life, if they've never seen success, if they've never felt love, they felt it when they were a Charlton County Indian.
Well, we're excited to have you. We're excited about football. This is a football crazed town. I'm sure you've already figured that part out with your stint over at Turner. And these people, they love their kids. They support them. You'll never find another community that supports their kids like these folks do. For better or worse, you're going to hear from our parents.
Yes, sir.
So, but you got that support. You got that support system here. So how do you bring that in, like the quarterback club and so forth? How do you incorporate that into your mission here at Charlton County?
Well, so much of it is you know, so much of it is people supporting and maybe not always knowing how to support. But then you end up in a community like Charlton, and there's communities like this all over the state of Georgia. Valdosta's one of them. Thomasville is one of them. Tifton, you know, Moultrie. Obviously, these football crazy towns where people just love their football. I think the way you bring everybody together, the way you give a little piece of ownership to everybody is, hey, join the Touchdown Club. You don't want to join the Touchdown Club, help sponsor a meal. Help ask what you can do to help service this young man. At the end of the day, we come out on Friday nights, we cheer, we hoop, and we holler, but there's so much that goes into that moment that everybody's waiting on a Friday night to see. And so I would encourage everybody in the community, you want your little piece, your ownership of the program, help support it, because we are going to be doing some new and different things in terms of how we feed the kids nutritionally, you know, maybe some technology things that we hadn't done on the sidelines, and everything to be able to give our kids that extra added advantage, because they're going to do their part. That's my job as the coach. What they do in the classroom, what they do in the weight room, the way we prepare on the practice field, that's my job. Now, obviously, everybody puts too much. When I say too much, everybody puts a lot of stake in to that Friday night result. So much goes into it. And once we get this thing running in that direction where our kids have that ownership of their part, the community has its ownership of their part, the coach obviously and coaches have our ownership of what our job is, I think we all can rest easy at night knowing that one day when we go see our Maker, when we go and see Jesus Christ, that we've done what we were supposed to on this earth, not for ourselves but for others. And that's really my mission and goal as a coach.
I know when you were speaking earlier to the group as a whole, you introduced your wife and your little one. Mm-hmm. You're bringing those folks along. They're excited to be part of Charlton East now?
Good gracious. Yeah, my wife is really excited, but our daughter, she's probably more excited that she's in a new environment. She gets to go look and touch and run around everything. So we're when I say excited, it's probably an understatement. If I could find another word that expressed, you know, truly how humbled and honored we are to be here, you know, I'd say it. But other than that, I think excited's a pretty dang good word.
Now, the little one's not quite old enough to be in school yet, right?
No, she's just going to be she'll be 2 years old this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Or excuse me, next year.
Next year. Mm-hmm. All right. Have Daddy as the head coach.
Yes, Lord. She will be out here on Friday nights, and, you know, she is and I'll get emotional talking about her and my wife are the light of my life.
Did they tell you in the hiring process? I know it was the main thing in the hiring process. You get a Coach Jones show now.
Yeah, they told me that.
That hooked it, wasn't it?
Well, they talked about how good of a person you were more so than anything. And so,
oh, really?
I just remember from my time at Turner how well organized. And when I say that, the community, you know, when we played you all over at our place, you all had your side full, and we were kind of scattered throughout, and that was always encouraging to see. I remember the night that we came over here, it was packed, and I don't know if it was homecoming or I think it might have been middle school night or something. It was just an electric atmosphere. It was one where you knew football was important. You know, coming to see your son on the field or your daughter who's a water girl or in the band. It was just that this is the type of community that, again, if everybody comes to the center of the table and we push all our chips in and we're all in together, something special can happen.
Friday nights over here pregame to me are the most fun. I mean, I just get fired up. I'm like a kid up there in the press box with our pregame with the band and the sun going down and the American flag and our cameraman getting his shot over there and everything. I mean, it's just awesome. So we're excited, and I'm excited that you're here for that.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you'd like to hit on? I know you've still got some folks back here kind of waiting to meet and greet. And anything else you'd like to hit on?
No, other than, you know, the biggest thing for me, the biggest way to get to being successful is the way you prepare. You can't put a premium on how you prepare. We're all hoping we play 15 games next year, right? Yeah. And for me, I'm hoping that when we come back in January, we attack the weight room and the conditioning part like we want to get to game 15. Mm-hmm. There's no secret or formula to success. There's no easy way around it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a road that not many people are willing to go down. That's why at the end of the year there's only 2 teams left and only one gets to hold the trophy. And so we're excited about that.
Have you got just a second?
Yes, sir.
I got some folks sending in questions now on our YouTube chat. if you don't mind. Have you got a moment?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. Do you feel integrated for salsa? Cedric Johnson asked, do you feel integrating your philosophies into the youth program, the Glover Brothers and the Reg, with kids prepared for 6th through 12th grade roster? In other words, how do you approach the youth program coming up through the system?
Well, I think first thing for them is they need to see my face. They need to see our coaches and our players' faces at their events so that they know that we know that what they're doing is important. They're our future. To come in and say that, hey, we're going to do everything the way I want to do it, that program and that system, from everything that I've heard from our administration, it's been successful. I want to know how we can best help and support them because I value what they're doing, because if they're successful, the Indians are successful because they're raising up our future Indians.
I got you. All right. Let's see. Joey wants to know, he has a staff question. We may have already hit on it, but I'll go ahead and ask you again if you don't mind. Joey asked, what's your staff going to look like, essentially?
Yeah, so it's very early on. It's very early on in the process. I think whenever you talk about staff, you've got to be respectful to the coaches who have been here.
Obviously.
And I'm going to be meeting with them over the next week or so.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think you start at the top and you work your way down. So what are we going to do offensively, defensively at the coordinator spots, and then trickle your way down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I
like that answer, because I was wondering how you're going to handle that, because I know it's kind of a potato.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I will say this, the middle school program, Coach Wittenberg and his staff at Bethune, they've done an amazing job. So it's not like, hey, we've got to start. Some places you go, you got to start at the feeder program because those are your kids coming up, and there may be a problem. There's not a problem at our middle school. They're doing a phenomenal job. I got to go over and see, the kids checking in during weights. I didn't get to watch them lift weights, but just their attention to coach and as respectful as they are, it gave me hope that, they're doing some really good things. And I've got to watch some middle school film too.
Yeah, because that's an interesting dynamic here. I know you probably saw that over at Turner too. People that grew up here kind of come through the system, they're on the staff, that type of thing. So you kind of, you have to massage that, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Well, even more so than massaging, you just got to come in and be respectful and acknowledge the fact that you understand that there's already a program in place. And if it's not something necessarily to your liking or whatever, people coming together for a common good has kind of been my central theme.
Right.
If everybody comes to the center of the table and we all leave on the same page, I think we're at least headed in the right direction.
All right, Coach. Let's see if we got anything else over here. No, just have people thank you for broadcasting. They're glad to see you. We've got several asking, saying that. Thank you for broadcasting. So the folks are excited to have you, Coach.
We're excited to be here.
All right, man. Go Indians.
Yes, sir. Go Indians.
Anything else you want to hit on before we head out?
No, I look forward to being able to sit down with you again soon and talk about Indian football for next year.
I look forward to our first Coach Jones show. That'll be before the spring game.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
We'll have that calendar and everything out, hopefully closer to the end of February so that everybody knows what's going on in the month of May, but we're looking forward to it.
And like I tell all the coaches here, even Dusty, athletic director, they all know you need anything from CSN as far as promoting anything or whatever, let us know. We'll be there for you.
Will do. Thank you.
Right.
Go Indians.
Have a great night.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, that's head coach DeMario Jones for the Charlton County Indians. Join us. Thank you, Coach. We'll see y'all next time on CSN. Thank y'all for watching. Listen, I appreciate all y'all's input. I hope we got everybody's questions answered and on the air as best we could. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time live on CSN.